Yeah.
Post-pandemic, couple content is not niche anymore.
I overanalyze my life.
Does it help you detect a red flag in a client?
If she does not like it, she will not post it. We
10
have
minutes.
couple fights, we have sibling fights, we have our couple fights as well, like a normal couple would.
Yelling at each other and like calling names and all that.
Does it sometimes feel like, okay, wait, I need a breather?
When we got into this, we were having sleepless nights.
Do you have a formula or a tip?
But for someone starting out, it can be a bit difficult.
We were managing jobs and doing this, but still there was so much passion.
I feel that there are certain people who look at me differently.
People don't always talk to managers the same way they talk to talent.
Sometimes I get calls at like 11:30 also.
We've had some heated conversations on this podcast.
All of that has definitely helped in terms of monetary this thing also.
I think it's just the grass has been on the other side.
People love to say talent ko nahi baat karna chahiye, money. People love to put these stigmas and fears out there.
I used to also have a time when I used to sit and justify why, because it's not true, right?
Unless you're truly in an industry like ours, you won't fully understand the lifestyle we live.
In terms of the scripting, the briefs and everything, it was all very hazy.
We're also talking about a time where YouTube then was not what it is today.
Yeah.
And if it was up to me, I would edit every single piece of content on my own. I feel like the one disadvantage from my lens I can say is that fame is now more ephemeral. What an average month of business looks like.
It's just a lot of money.
You're a wonderful host.
Thank
You're
you.
so natural.
Yes.
Hi and welcome to this episode of The Real Deal with me, Aanam C. Today's episode has a fun sibling duo that are a mix of being in front of the camera as well as behind the scenes. Influencer culture, influencer business, and the boom of the influencer space at large. They started at different times, but it's super interesting to see this dynamic and how they've helped each other through the course of their creator journeys. Today I have Aditya and Aditya Naik with me. Two people that I think are going to be super interesting to hear because their takes on the creator space and their personalities are both so different. I'm really excited to be diving into this one, so let's get started. Hi Adya, hi Aditya. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Is this the first time both of you are doing something like this together? I want to kick off with asking that.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we've been on her podcast, like.
But with the four of us, not
But
just the two of us.
Both of you have never done anything like this. I'm happy. Yay.
Yes, that's the first.
The first times. I'm very excited about this because, of course, the common factor I think all of us have is Mridul.
Yes.
I'm very close to your then girlfriend, then fiance, now wife, and your sister-in-law. And I feel like it's only fair that I start out with asking how much is her influence and love of content made all of you gravitate into this space? Because I feel like I know uske bachpan ka sapna tha.
Yeah.
How much has that influenced y'all in a way?
I think you should start.
I should absolutely start that because I think our journey has started because of her. So when we were getting married, like my haldi is going on and we get our teaser for that, what had we done? Pre-wedding shoot,
yeah.
right? So we get that video and it's turned out really well because we did like a very quirky one. We went to the Asiatic library, did like the Gulam step on the stairs and all that. So that was a fun video. She's like, abhi YouTube channel banao. She was telling me, I'm sitting there and she's telling me, abhi YouTube channel banao, isko dal do. And May's like, what are you saying? She's like, abhi karo. And she literally made him make a YouTube channel at that point. And then we uploaded that video. That video got so much love. Then we uploaded the haldi video, then the marriage video. And then people started loving us and that's how our journey began.
Wow, she's literally pushed you into the space.
Literal sense of an influence.
And I think with you, it's a little bit more obvious, but I still want to know the thought behind it through the course of you going
so
from...
the thing is that she always wanted to be a content creator, like, you know that. So I was just, in our college days, I was like, I have nothing better to do. If you want to do that, I am all for it. I am here to support you in whatever ways I can. And we started that journey. So I used to help her with filming. I learned editing from YouTube, like seeing tutorials and everything. And then slowly went on with the brand managing side of it. But she continued the on-camera thing. And then slowly I also started appearing in videos. And people started liking that. I had a segment called Adi Cam, which people really liked. So then we decided that maybe we can have like a couple channel because people do want to see more of me. So then we started the couple channel.
For you, the journey has also been interesting because while you appeared once in a while in front of cam on Adi Cam, like you said, you also were basically managing her business on the back end throughout.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that, because we're also talking about a time where YouTube then was not what it is today, where YouTube was less understood from a business point of view. From a viewer's point of view, the business was not as clear as it is today. Tell me a little bit about how you were dealing with brands, what your pain points were, or what has changed for you today also. Many questions, sorry.
So of course, like you mentioned, it was not as easy as it is today, because now it's pretty easy. Brands will reach out to an agency reaches out to you, and that's how it goes. But that time it was not the case. It was very new for brands as well to market their products on YouTube, or Instagram was just starting out. But we used to be approached directly by brands at that time. Like a brand POC would directly connect with us. And there would not be like fixed lines as we have right now. You know, that this is only what I'm going to be doing. This is in terms of the scripting, the briefs and everything. It was all very hazy. So like he said, she said, there was a lot of chaos in that. But I think we managed to navigate through that. It was a learning curve.
That was better also because the natural self would come out.
That is true. Brands are not very demanding in terms of the mandates as well. That, you know, this has to be shot a specific way, in specific colors, in specific settings and everything. So there was a lot of give and take that we had with the brands. And I think the content would also stand out. And because we were also given that freedom and we could perform really well. And there was a mutual understanding as well, because it was directly with the brand. Nowadays, it routes by an agency. Sometimes there are complications. But most of the times, it's still good. I'm not saying that it's not. But that time, it was a very different ball game. And we used to have fun as well, because we used to make relations directly with the brand POCs. So that would also help that going further, we would have more like long-term campaigns and everything. What's
something you miss about those times though, especially coming from the business point of view?
Business point of view, I feel now is better, to be very honest, because now the market is much bigger than it was. But that time, I think just like this, there was this raw touch to this. It felt very natural and like, it just flowed. Now it's a bit more like structured. There's like this, then this, then this, and it flows in that kind of like a one-way stream. So that time it was like both the ways it used to go, and we used to feel a little more fun maybe that time. Now it's a bit more like professional, kind of, you could say.
I also feel like while we've learned so much, brands have learned. So I feel like the little wrinkles have gotten ironed out, which sometimes feels like थोड़े wrinkles रह जाने चाहिए थे दोनों side पे. But it's so much more of a professionally set industry. There's more clarity. And I think post-pandemic is really when a lot of the creative world and with reels coming in really boomed. Which brings me, I think, to the start of your journey properly, right? Because it was post-pandemic that you and Mayur started your couple channel.
Yeah. So we got married in 2021. And that's what the time period that I'm talking about in December when we started the channel. So we started our journey in 2022, and it was just like the beginning, and we were just exploring what to do. We were just married, so we had a lot of new things that we were exploring, and that's what our content was about. Which is why it started working, because it was very relatable, very like just shadi shuda, and before marriage, after marriage, things were working really well. We are an intercultural couple, so he was exploring Marathi. He was exploring a lot of my culture, and that's what we were making content about, and that's what we started doing.
But I also feel like there was a lot of advantage to joining into the creator space at this time. I feel like the one disadvantage from my lens I can say is that fame is now more ephemeral, because everyone was kind of booming in this space. I don't want to say everyone. Let's say a lot of people were booming during this phase, new creator-wise. So was there ever that thing ke sabka chal raha hai, hamara chal raha hai, but okay, listen, is this all too much? Was there ever that little overwhelming feeling of this new industry? Because you come from corporate life.
Yes.
How long were you in corporate life before?
5+ years.
So for you, it was big switch. No?
Honestly, to answer your first question, I think that what we were focusing on is making fun content, making relatable content. It was like we were in our bubble with our audience, and we were just like having fun making content. So मजा आ रहा था. अच्छा, ये idea, we were doing something and idea आ गया and we are like, write this down, we'll just make it in the night. And we were managing jobs and doing this, but still there was so much passion that we were loving what we were doing. So even though everybody around us were growing, everything was happening, we were growing and our audience was loving us and we were just like, हाँ ठीक है, मजा आ रहा है. But that's what we wanted to do. And corporate, yes, because I was with my company and I was also in the digital marketing space, where I was the client and we used to roll out briefs and all that. So I was working with creators also while being a creator. So I had like knowledge of both the sides that was happening. So that was fun. And anyway, I think I like the whole fact that you have a new brief coming in and then you have to think of ideas and then execute it and see how it's done well. So in my corporate world also and here also, I was doing that and I was just enjoying both the things.
To me, you seem like so opposite of me sometimes, and sometimes I see so much of me in you. Right now, you seem to me like you're the kind of person who can just be there in the moment and not overanalyze something. Is that correct?
Sometimes.
But I know he's an overanalyzer. Am I correct to...
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Mostly no, but sometimes yes. Like extremely overanalyzing.
Yeah.
But I do.
I'm like an overthinker, and I feel like because of that, sometimes I will overanalyze my content so much where while filming it, I'm like, this is gold. I love it. And then when I'm editing it or I'm seeing the edit of it, I'm like, let's not post this. Never mind. Do you then go through that also, considering you're looking at a content piece from end to end?
I don't think I have that perspective for my content, because once I'm sure that this is what I want to shoot or this is what I've shot when I'm shooting, I'm 100% confident about it. I overanalyze my life.
Oh, can we swap? I'd like to swap. And how does that work for you when you're overanalyzing things? Does it help you detect a red flag in a client that you're about to work with?
It does. At times it does. And I would say it's a 50-50 thing. Sometimes my overanalysis does help me like find out red flags, but sometimes it's just for fun. Like there's no outcome from it. It's just I was overanalyzing and it was not the case. But I think in terms of content you mentioned, that is something that Mridul does.
Of course.
She will scrap a video. If she does not like it, she will not post it.
Yeah. That I've had that conversation with her, so I'm familiar with. But I think that happens with a lot of creative people, because sometimes when you're sitting down and working on it, there is a certain thought, but can it always land the way you want it to? No, sometimes certain things don't land. So that's also fair.
But she overanalyzes all her content pieces. So that is also...
ये हमारी बीमारी है, क्या करें? Can't do anything about it. Talk to me a little bit about the business side from both of your points of view, because even for your couple pages, you do the business side of the conversations. I know your husband has a day job, and God bless and give him more energy for working the way he does. But tell me a little bit about how you're managing the business side of things, especially considering the fact that, you know, people love to say talent ko nahi baat karna chahiye, money. People love to put these stigmas and fears out there. I'm of the opinion that everyone is built differently. Yeah. So how is it going for you when you need to talk money with a client? How is that process for you personally?
So I think because I've always been in the marketing digital space and I've also been on the other side. So I've always had to talk to people, you know, be it my presentations, be it clients, be it agency people. So my job was that. And right now also, I think I love that about my job, right? Talking to agencies, talking to clients, having that negotiation, getting my cost, telling them my idea, getting excited about a brief. And even when they're just sending me the brief and I already have an idea and I'm like, listen, we can do this. So they also understand that I'm excited about this. And I think I love that about my job. And negotiations, all of that. See, what I think is, irrespective of who I am, I'm not talking to them as a creator. I'm just talking to them as somebody who is here to do a job and you're there to pay me for my job. So there is nothing like creator kaise baat karega and kyun baat karega, because I am doing a job. You go for an interview, you negotiate your salary with them, right? Nobody comes in between to negotiate for you, right? So this is the same thing. It's just that I'm doing it on a project basis. So that's it. So I don't think there is anything wrong. In fact, I feel you get a better value out of yourself when you're directly talking, and also the relations that I've built through so many years. There are people who have switched agencies and still come back to us saying, Adu, we want to work with you, because we've given them that value, we've given them that content that we've made from our heart, and that is because we understood the brief properly. And there is no Chinese whispers in this.
Yeah. I agree.
I think she pretty much summed up what the whole thing was. But for me, I mean, in my case, it was pretty different because I'm not an extrovert like her,
Yeah.
like so much. I just stumbled upon this kind of by accident, you can say. So when Mridul started out, she used to do the brand calls and everything by herself. But there was already so much on her plate that, and she was not that keen. Like she would be a little bit timid, you could say, at that time because it was all very new. So she said, do you think you can try your hand at this? Because I don't think I'm doing a good job at that. So I said, okay, I don't mind. I'll try talking to brands and everything, because I would be okay with talking to people and managing people. I would like, that is something that I like, but I had never done it like for professional purposes, like, discussing costs and all of those things. So I started doing that. And then once I started, I was like, okay, I like this. This is fun. Like I'm actually making like a good deal. I'm actually doing like a good job for both the parties here. So that's how it started for me. And over time, I think even I've built a good relation with a lot of different agencies and brands. And they also switch agencies. They still want to come back and work. And I think it's just about you being cordial and professional. This other person obviously respects that. And I think that just builds a good relationship overall. So,
And sometimes you do have to put your foot down. You
Yeah,
do
of course.
have your arguments. You have everything. But if both the parties understand that it's our job and it's nothing personal, everybody is trying to give their best so that the outcome is the best, then everything's fine.
Yeah, very well put. If you had to give a tip to a new creator or a creator's manager, someone that wants to become the manager of a creator out there, what's the one tip you would give someone on dealing with a brand or an agency POC? Like, what's one thing one should do and one thing one shouldn't do?
I think Adi should take this first.
don't undersell or oversell yourself. You need to first study the market a bit and know where you stand. You need to know how much you're charging is accurate for you. I'm not saying it should be up to the market standard. If it is, well and good. But just for the sake of it, don't do a deal just because you like the brand. So if they say anything, you just make anything. That's not how it should be. You should actually have some kind of a connection or some kind of like a passion that, okay, this is the product I like. Then of course that will reflect in the content as well. But for a manager point of view, I say that don't get into it just for the sake of money. That is one thing, definitely. Do it if you like it. Do it if you are enjoying connecting with people, networking, and like having relationships with people, because that is how you'll be good at it. It's not just for the sake of doing it. I want to be a manager of some XYZ thing and then, throw tantrums and speak on their behalf and all this. Then that's not for you. You need to love what you do and you need to find enjoyment in that.
Yeah. What's
I
the
think
tip?
similar, because you just need to be there as this person's representative. So you need to understand how you're putting yourself out there, right? Just because you're this person's manager, you can be like a diva or like, show throw tantrums. Nahi, आपको represent करना है, आपको बताना है what you want to do, what you want to say, the costs are this. Be nice to everybody and everybody will be nice to you.
Just be polite and professional.
I want to dive just a little bit deeper into what you said in your response first, right? Which is don't under or overvalue.
Yeah.
How does one know what to do? And I'm saying that from the point of view, not just from new creators. I have conversations with my peers who have been around for years, and I still sometimes realize someone is undercharging.
Yeah.
Now, one part of analyzing this is that it's because nobody talks money openly.
Yeah.
I feel very grateful. We've had guests on the podcast who have come forward and talked numbers. And maybe we'll get to that in a bit if you guys are open to it. But how does one assess how to price one's deliverables? Do you have a formula or a tip? I know CPV gets thrown around a lot. What's a CPV you would say is a good one? What are your thoughts on how one should price one's deliverables?
So I think if you're just starting out, maybe it's a bit more difficult to get a proper pricing for yourself as compared to someone who's been in the industry for a longer period of time. Because when you've been there for a longer period of time, you of course have friends or peers, like you said, and you can like have a word with them and discuss and get an idea as to a ballpark if you're in the right zone or not. But for someone starting out, it can be a bit difficult, but I would say network a bit more. Try to find out creators who are in the same league as you. try and be good friends with them, network more. Like you, as much as you network, the more people you know, you can find out their insights for what their experiences were working with certain brands. If there's a certain brand you want to work with, you can find out people who have worked with them before, approach them. You can talk to them. I know nobody will speak about it openly, but you can at least make an effort and try. And I feel, I mean, I don't know how to put this, but maybe Google is not the best of help when it comes to commercials. There's something you will need to figure out yourself. And I think the best way is just to network and actually talk to people or agencies. I mean, they are the best people who can help you.
What's a good CPV you would tell a new person, a new creator to look at? Because again, when you're established, I think you're in a position to demand a CPV that you would like to rate yourself on. But if you're new, and I'm saying this again, going back because you guys were both new together in this space, how would you say, okay, keep this in mind, ke these are the filters while working on your media kit. Ye karo, ye nahi karo.
CPV is a very tricky one to answer.
Yeah. And we've had some heated conversations on this podcast about CPVs. Let me tell you that.
It's not just the metric, like, CPV is not the only metric that we can measure a particular video by. And I think what you were asking about the costs, for me also, it was better because I had been on the client side as well, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of, I had an industry analysis of what creators are charging when we were paying as a brand.
Yeah.
So I had an industry understanding, but I also feel that it's something that you check when you get into the market. So you suppose are quoting a certain price. You quote that for 5 brands and none of them come back to you. You realize that you have overquoted.
That's a great tip, Aadya.
Yeah. So you realize that. And there have been months where we've also, even though I was from the industry, we were underquoting, and we were getting brands. And we were like, what's happening? So I'm saying on the other side also that you're undercoating and you have like brands flooding you because and you. But luckily for me, I always had Aditya in the industry. I had other friends in the industry. I myself have experience with agencies who were with me when I was working as a brand. So you can talk to them and be like, listen, what's happening? What of that?
Yeah, but it's a trial and error process.
Yes, but you can quote and just see what's working for you.
But what you said earlier about giving a quote and seeing whether people are coming back is actually a fantastic filter.
Yeah.
Because apart from coming back, the reverse of it also, if you're suddenly getting way more business from someone, you know that you're possibly underquoting.
Yeah.
One of the filters we discussed on another episode that might interest this particular conversation we're having, anyone who's listening, will be that maybe it also depends on the brand versus your genre of content.
Yeah.
Yours is very interesting and very not niche anymore.
Yeah.
Post-pandemic, couple content is not niche anymore.
Niche.
Pre-pandemic, I would have said it was a little bit more niche because now there's been a surge in couple content creators, in consumption. And do you often feel that what you can quote for a lifestyle brand is different as compared to a beauty brand, considering the niche? How does that match work for you?
For me, I think our costs don't vary as per the brand genre.
Okay.
Because a beauty brand is also coming to me, not as a beauty brand that like the angle that it's going to you and it's coming to me is very different.
Yeah.
Right? They want a certain thing from you. From me, they want me to integrate it in my life and showcase that, I'm using this.
In a couple angle.
In a couple angle, in like a everyday usage angle. For you, they will come, they want to say that this has this particular ingredient, when you can use it, how you can use it. But for me, it's not like that. So they know that they're coming for that. So I think money-wise, it's the same for lifestyle brands, for beauty brands, for all the brands, FMCG brands also that come to us. It's kind of the same range for... It's just the creator and the cost.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That is so interesting. Do you want to give us a little construction breakup on what your individual teams look like on Aadya and Mayur, as well as, of course, for you,
I think
Aditya
Adi
and
should
Mridul?
take that because they've grown.
Yeah. So when it started, it was just Mridul and me, and we used to do everything right from shooting, editing, scripting, going to places to shoot. So everything was just handled by us, and it was the case for I think quite a few years. And then I think we decided that it's time we have a team on board for this. And then we onboarded a creative assistant who then started editing videos for us. Meanwhile, we were editing as well. And then we had another creative assistant, and we also have like a content writer in place now. So who helps us with brainstorming and scripting and all of those things. So total, we are a team of 5 now. We also have add-on videographers and freelance basically for editing and shooting. So at this point, we are a team of 5, and I feel that's a good step up from where we were because we're able to push out a lot of good content because we have Mridul and Aditya where we do shorts every single day. Mridul's page, we do shorts every single day. Long form for Mridul, long form for Mridul Aditya, plus Instagram for both of these. Plus the branded.
Lot
deals.
of content.
And they put shots every day.
That's a lot of
which
content.
is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's been less than 2 years that we started Mridul Aditya and we're almost at 500,000. So,
That's awesome.
Yes.
yeah.
What about you? What is the team breakup looking like?
So we still are majorly just the two of us because I look at the brand side, the conversations, all of that, the ideations we do together, and then shooting. We have a freelance videographer who comes in whenever we think there's a requirement for videos. So initially we used to shoot videos also ourselves, but now we are growing to having a videographer for almost all of our videos. So that's happening. Mayur, being a Virgo, can't let go of certain things. So even though he has a full-time job, he doesn't want to give out editing. We have, however, started giving out smaller pieces of content, like our podcast reels are outsourced. Then we give some reels that are outsourced, but he wants to edit vlogs. He wants to edit all our content. So if it was in his hands, he would have edited everything. But we do have freelance editors also.
I mean, I understand the Virgo part is accurate because even Mridul won't let go of everything. We'll get like the cut from the editor and then she will sit on it for like few hours and then finish it.
Guys, I would like to say that is not a Virgo thing. I am a Gemini. And if it was up to me, I would edit every single piece of content on my own.
It saves so much of time.
And I am currently editing at least 80% of my content on my own. I am that much of Virgo. So I promise you, it is not a Virgo.
It's same. You're still editing. He will do a job that he leaves at 8:30 in the morning, comes at 6:37. After that, he will sit and edit everything that's there.
But I think
I have a newborn child and a brand and a house to handle and a new house to move into. But I was like, nope. The bathroom tour video I just posted will go late. If it will go late, I will do this edit.
But I think we are able to push
relate.
out content, like so much content because we have a team and we are getting help in editing as well. Because shooting is one part of it, but editing takes a lot.
It's so ironic because I feel like I have had this conversation with Mridul and I was the one who used to tell her, Mridul, delegate. And she would tell me every time she hired someone, she would say to me, I'm delegating. And in the last 1 year, my brain has gone into full reverse.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, how, why. I'm just like, I'm not happy with anything if it doesn't have my touch on
Exactly.
it.
I remember you were the one who was telling us that, you need to expand your
That's why
team.
I'm confessing myself. And I still believe in delegating, but I think finding the right people is so tough. And I had a couple of great people and, last year has been very slow in terms of my pregnancy and having a baby and all of that. And I've restructured so much at my end.
Right.
And I've realized that finding new people in that sense who give me exactly the output I want, it has been very tough. And I'm like, you know what, right now, I think I'm going to stick to doing this exactly the way I want myself. So yeah, I'm confessing myself. I'm a big fan of delegating, but
it takes time to find the right person.
Yeah,
it really.
And being happy with what you've got is very difficult.
Especially what I was still doing, even though I was delegating earlier, even though I had an editor in-house, I would only take first cuts. It was always me who was doing the final one. Because that, it'll be something as simple as, I like a different font. This music needs to be changed. And then I'm like, I may as well do it myself because like you said about Chinese whispers between multiple people, I'm like, I'm spending more time
telling.
It starts with the font and the music and then I'll just do the whole thing myself.
I'm just playing tennis sometimes. Correct. I feel.
So May also says the same thing, that if I have to tell the person that ye second se ye second pe ye dalo, fir ye font lo, fir ye music dalo,
nahi kar deti hu.
Might as well do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also have to ask you though, especially because you're doing like purely and only couple content. Your podcast is all about couple life. Your guests are all couple everything. Does it sometimes feel like, okay, wait, I need a breather? Because see, I'll tell you something. I love beauty content. I can never get tired of beauty content. But every once in a while, when I'll post a vlog between like the horizontal in the middle of all the beauty otherwise, I'm like, this feels fresh. It takes me back. So like, Does it sometimes feel like, okay, shit, we shouldn't have put ourselves into a niche so hard?
Honestly, I feel it's better that I have a couple page, because when we started out also, it gave me that confidence because I always had May with me. When I'm facing the camera or I'm putting any content piece out, I'm not alone in front of the camera, and that kind of helps. Even if we are shooting a vlog, even if whatever it is, he's there with me. Even for the smallest thing, we are going for events. Okay, so I'm never alone that way. And I think I can manage things alone. I know that. Even if I sit in front of the camera, I will be able to do things by myself. But it's just good to have him around. He's just my moral support. He's there. I do most of the talking. I'll do everything. I'm there. But it's just that it's better that he's there with me. So I don't think that kind of...
That's such a cute perspective to have. I never thought of it like that. Because like where I'm coming from is I've always been all over the place. I feel like I started with beauty, fashion, but today I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a very fresh perspective. Again, coming to your and Mridul's channel, she still has her own channel where there is content happening. So it's interesting to see this side of things also. What for you, especially because you're so new into this space, it's been 3-4 years for you, right?
Yeah.
What for you has been that one myth about being an influencer that has been busted? Like, what do you feel like this would have happened just like this, or this was easy? And what has been like, okay, wait, this is a 180 from what I thought it would be?
Nothing, honestly, because I knew what I was signing up for. I had seen Mridul and Aditya also, right? So
the proximity helped.
Yeah, I had first-hand experience of what they were doing. First-hand seeing how much time Mridul is putting into her content, and that time they were handling it all by themselves. Yeah. So I knew exactly what was happening. So when we signed up for it also, we knew. And with our jobs, we were doing this. So we knew that we are in for a ride. So when we got into this, we were having sleepless nights because we used to shoot till like 2-3 o'clock in the morning because we had to go for the job in the morning, and we're coming back at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, having dinner and starting to shoot. So I knew that we were signing up for this. So there were no surprises as such. What I think is good about this is that the love that we've received. It was expected, but it was not expected that we will reach so many hearts. So I think that's something that has come in new, and I love it.
How are you deciding what you want to show and what you don't want to show? Because here we're talking about siblings who are both married, who are both running individual couple pages. All 3 families are individually seen in some form or the other. How are you deciding? Like, is there a conversation where you're like, okay, let's show this and let's draw the line here? Like, how are you creating that strategy?
Yeah, I mean, I think we do have that conversation and we know where to draw the line.
Yeah.
Of course, we can't show every single thing on camera. We also have our bad days. We have our couple fights as well, like a normal couple would. But we basically want our content to reflect positivity, warmth, and like a wholesome moment that we have. So that's what we try to focus our content on. And we don't try to show any kind of like the fight side of it. But of course, we do have them. And in terms of the family vlogging, I think it's pretty mutual. And we don't like just shove cameras in our family's faces. So we just tell them that this is what we are doing. And they are on board. They're okay with that. They're chill. They're like, okay, no problem. And because it's a very raw and real setting. It's like they don't have to do anything specifically. So they also enjoy it in bits and pieces. It's not like every single day we are like putting a camera in their face and telling that ye karna hai, wo karna hai. So I feel they're also enjoying it in bits and pieces. They don't have an issue with that. And we do enjoy it as well. I mean, we had that conversation ourselves that this is what we want to show and this is what we don't want to show. And we pretty much stick to that.
Fair. Yeah. And I think our families now know that this is something that we're doing. And trust me when I say that it's such a blessing that they're also supportive about it. Even if we are traveling, if we are in the middle of a particular function, they all know that this is what they want to record and they are proactively there. Okay. They're giving us the space to have our moment, capture our moments, all of that. And I also wanted to say that we want to showcase this wholesomeness to the to all our audience, because we get comments saying that, I was having a bad day. I came, I saw your vlog and I felt so good. It put a smile on my face. That's exactly what we want.
This is exactly what we want to
do. Are you in? It's all normal. It's totally normal for all couples to have fights. I talk about them sometimes in my vlogs where I'm like, oh, we had an argument yesterday, and people are like, dude, that is so relatable. But are you often in the middle of a fight realizing why you fight and then make it an idea for like for like a reel?
Yeah.
Does that happen?
Yeah.
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 Are you discussing it while you're arguing? Or are you
Yes.
just bookmarking it for later?
No, we do that.
Depends on the fight.
Give me a
depends on the
situation. Give me like a made up situation of like how you're managing that. Because if I had a content idea in the middle of a fight, I think that I would stop fighting just to talk shop. So how does one?
I think depends on the magnitude of the fight. If it's a small fight, you can discuss the content. If it's a big fight, let's wait for some time. It's like a 10-15 minute cool down period and then discuss, okay, what we did. This could be a content piece. So, but in a little bit of this tone, okay, I think this can be a great content piece. What do you think? Like, yeah, okay, that's a good idea. We'll shoot it later. So that's how it goes, depending on the magnitude.
What about you, Aadya?
I think we have these notes that we have, like a shared note where we keep writing content ideas whenever we can think of. So we'll just like, ek second, ruk ja.
In the middle of a fight?
Yeah. We are.
You'll
because-
take a break from a fight to put it down in a note.
Yeah, we can, because our whole content revolves around all of these things.
Actually, I'd come to think of it, I think even I would do that. Yeah.
So, and then but anyway, our fights are not like,
Yeah, I mean,
like, yelling at each other and like calling names and all that. We are just like, pata hai ki faltu fight hai, but
Right,
then
so
we
on
just
some dumb thing
can't.
only.
Yeah, we just can't, like, I'm not going to let go. You're not going to let go. So
but
that's
we
the
need
fight.
that, like, वो 5-10 minutes को छोटा fight चाहिए.
And the best thing is we fought in front of each other also. Like, both of us hang out so much together that we fought and they know if we are fighting when to stop, like, until
we
10
have
minutes.
couple fights, we have sibling fights also when we
Oh
travel.
God, this is very. What happens when there's a shoot? Because listen, the thing, okay, so I'm jinxed. Anytime I'm trying to do like a shoot with Jerry, before we sit down to shoot, there will be a random argument that will break out. Now, between, like, you guys are all couple-wise influencers. My husband is not an influencer. He has zero interest in being an influencer. So his ability to continue to maintain temperament and just, kind of be in Zen mode in the middle of an argument is zero. So like sometimes, like you're out and you'll be like, Jerry, like, I know you're in a bad mood with an argument, but we're like, we're out. Can we resume this once we're home? Zero. He does not have the ability to do it. How are you doing this? What are you doing? Because we're jinxed, dude. Every time.
It's not just you. It's like,
It's
I think
everybody.
50% of our videos that we shoot together, before that we have had an argument.
Same.
Like
Why do I
50%
feel
of-
so good hearing that?
But then, like you said, since we are influencers and we are putting ourselves on camera, we smile through it like, okay, nothing just happened. Like, yeah, it's all good. But it's a very petty argument itself. It's not like
And
huge
somewhere
fights.
I think we know in our heart that it's going to get solved
Of
later on.
course.
And
Let's not
mo-
waste time and energy
But
on
most
that.
of the time,
right
it's
now.
on the content that we are going to shoot.
Yeah.
It's related to that.
No, as are unrelated arguments that will happen just at the wrong time.
Ours will be like, I want the camera this way. I want the light that way. Or
this
just
is-
like some basic things.
But what do you do when like there is let's say a big brand deal that's happening, right? And you really need to just resolve a situation and get this done. I mean, obviously everyone's a professional and will get things done, but how do you navigate that? Because that's a space where your professional and personal life almost leak into each other, right?
I mean, I think we're pretty used to it at this point.
Yeah.
Like, professional personal lives have mixed. We're
Yeah.
trying, like, after getting married, we've tried to cut it down. Like, after 8 p.m., no more like shop talk. We'll just have our own time. We're still working on that. But I feel we have to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
fair.
this is our job. This is
Do
our
you feel
profession.
like it's changed though a little bit? Because earlier you weren't on the content creator
Yeah.
side. You were only on the back end.
Yeah.
You run the brands, you run the Mridul brand business, you run the brands. You've been literally in charge of, you're like the backbone
Yeah.
pretty much
Yeah.
of how the business side of things work. Now you're also on
the
camera.
camera.
So do you feel like the way you feel about content or the way you feel about business, just this entire space has changed in perspective in any way?
So basically, I think we have very set boundaries for things. Like, if there's anything about the back end, then what I say will go. If it's about the content creation angle or the cameras or lights and things, what she says will go, because she has more experience in that and I have more experience in this.
Fair.
So we have decided like the boundaries for that. Of course, we have discussion and we'll of course listen to each other, take into account for each other's opinion. But we still have that. In this, I have a higher say. In this, you have a higher say. So even in even in terms of Mridul Aditya content pieces or like brand shoots, if I feel a certain way and she says, no, this would be better, then I listen to her because I understand she will know this better. In terms of if there is any back-end thing, then she listen to me.
That's a good demarcation to have.
Yeah.
Do you feel like sometimes, because you're the only person whose role has changed so much, do you feel like the way brands are talking to you has changed at all? Because this is a conversation that unfortunately I've had with so many people, where people don't always talk to managers the same way they talk to talent. And that's really unfortunate, right? Now, I think that because you guys didn't reveal your relationship for so many years, while a lot of people may have guessed it, they didn't know. So do you feel like that's changed a little bit since you went from like being manager Aditya to also husband Aditya and now also content creator Aditya?
So I think there of course has been a bit of a difference that I can tell. I don't know from their end, but I feel that there are certain people who look at me differently because of the content creation angle. There are a few brand POCs who have come up and said, I really love your content. That was something that was not what I had experienced before. But in terms of dealing, there's nothing that's changed. They just talk with the same thing. But sometimes there's a lot more enthusiasm because, I don't know, maybe they feel that it's fun that they're talking to someone who they see on their screen. And also, I think I would attribute it to my name being a very common name, that some people think that it's not that Aditya, it's just some other Aditya who is handling. Yeah, there are some people who think that it's another Aditya.
But if they follow Mridul enough, they'll know that she says that you manage her business, right?
I mean, I couldn't make out from the way they were speaking that it's a very proper professional relationship. Sometimes so they don't know for sure. They feel it's some different person who's managing. It's not the content creator or her husband wala Aditya.
They got confused between Adu and Aadya also.
Yeah.
So I had, like, people know me as Adu, right? They don't know the Aadya is Adu.
Your full name.
Yeah. So then they'll be like, is this Aadya? And I'm like, yeah. And they talk as if I'm the manager and not Adu.
Yeah.
Like Adi said, there are some who know and they'll be like, is this Adu? And because you can't fake the voice. So then they're like, I'm like, yes. Like, oh my God, I love your content. And then this is the brand deal that I have or something.
There are a lot of people who just call, they like explain the whole thing, the brief and everything. And at the end, they'll just be like, and also, by the way, I really like your content.
I love when that happens.
Yeah, it's fun. It's nice. It's nice to hear that.
Yeah. I feel like when it comes to like the management side, especially because in little pockets of time that I've also gone back to managing myself, if I didn't have a replacement, I was with the management in the middle during my whole restructuring, and now I'm not with the management anymore. It's sometimes almost fun to go back to have those conversations on your own, because you're like, wait, this is quick. This is like, playing table tennis. It's going really fast and I like this.
And the ball is always in your court, in the sense that it comes back to you instead of going round and round and then,
What's your favorite and least favorite thing about the job? Both on the manager side and the creator side, and I guess for you also, technically, because you're still doing that.
Favorite, I think everything is favorite. I like everything. There's no
ये answer नहीं चलेगा. एक तो favorite चीज होगी. There has to be that one little thing where you feel like, you know what, this is cool. Like,
I think just the relation building part of it. Once you've executed a campaign, the relation that you have built with that brand POC, which lasts beyond that campaign, then they come back with other campaigns, or there's just like something or the other. Like there's basic talk as well. It's not just work-related talk. There's sometimes a personal talk as well that you have sometimes with certain POCs. So that I think is something that I really like. In terms of things that I dislike, I would say is sometimes there's no timing to this. Sometimes I get calls at like 11:30 also.
Do you answer those?
I do, which I think I should not, but I do. So that is something that I think is the only, I could say, dislike. It's not a big issue, but like before 8, you can end it. 11:30 is not the right time to call. But I feel it's okay. Agar urgent rahega kabhi kabhar, so it's okay.
I think as a content creator, I love the fact that when a particular campaign gets executed and the agency people come and tell you that, listen, the brand liked your video a lot. Yeah. It just, see, what you make for yourself is nice, but when you make it for a brand and then they like it and they come back and tell you that they love the video, it just like a very happy feeling for me. And like Adi said, there are no hours left, right? You are working throughout, and me and May being couple content creators, when he's back from work is the time that we start thinking, we start executing, and we come there. So there are no time for
think
being a
did you-
manager
did you
or
see-
being a creator.
Did you see how her answer was more creator specific? Like she said, when she makes the video and that is what you like. And I said, after the campaign is over, the relationship that we have. Because I think for me, manager part is
Longer
and
you're
what I've
more-
experienced more.
But
than the
journey
creator.
is also so different.
Yeah, it's
Nah?
very
Like
different,
I feel
yeah.
like also you've never had a corporate job.
Yeah.
So the way she probably values things
Exactly.
is very different. The
Yeah.
assessment filters will be very,
Very
different
different. Yeah.
from yours. Do you sometimes wish you had a corporate job to bring that experience then into this?
I don't know about the experience, but I would have liked to experience that, not for the experience part of it, but just like how it feels, like going to office, having like a different group of work friends, hanging around with them, then like having a boss who like gives you tasks to do.
He's
Your
Had
wife is
this
not your
second.
boss. You don't.
Not really.
That's good
I
to
mean,
know.
I can't say it on camera, but yeah. No, she's not my boss. We are pretty much equal in everything.
course,
but
of course.
yeah, just for that part of it, like is sometimes I feel that maybe I could have done like a corporate job for the experience part of it, not
He's
like
lived that second hand, but
I've lived
through
it
me.
too.
I was
her.
just going to say that's
Yeah.
an interesting contradiction because the last time I had a conversation with Aadya, she said to me, I wish I started this earlier.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
are you now glad you have that experience and you started became a creator later?
I think it's just that I am of the belief that whatever happens for good,
Yeah.
right? So because I got into my job, I got a certain experience. I did what I was doing was something also that I was enjoying, right? I got such a big marketing experience. I did campaigns worth crores of rupees and like managed them 360-degree marketing that I did. So all of that experience definitely helped me in this particular journey also. I used to go on sets. I knew I was behind the camera at that time and, telling people, ye kar lo, ye angle aisa le lo. Of course, that helps me now also. And just knowing that like small things like lapels kaise work kar rahe hai and kahan se light kaise aa raha hai and all of that. So all of that has definitely helped in terms of monetary this thing also. So everything that was happening at that time or what I did that time has definitely shaped me better for this.
I think it's just the grass is greener on the other side. That's how you always feel. Like I feel I could have enjoyed a corporate job also, maybe, but
But I
love this.
enjoyed my corporate job a lot.
I would have also
I
maybe.
had a big it's nice to have a family that's not family.
Yeah.
Like you go to them every day. You're sitting gossiping with them, and they are throughout the office. You go to random cubicles like your friends, and then you tell them, "Pata ye hua tha," and she said this.
this
I miss that. I really miss that.
Now you have creator friends
Yeah.
to do that with.
But you can't meet them every day, right? Here
Yeah.
we are sitting 8-9 hours together and like, make brainstorming on ideas, making presentations every day.
Yeah.
And then it's like, jitna you're not spending time with your family, you're spending with them.
Yeah.
So I have my friends from like my first office are still friends with me who had come home for Ganpati. So we had like this session where, oh, do you know this has happened and this one has changed and this has happened. So it was.
But I think just to compare, one of the biggest perks for you from the switch from corporate must be the fact that you get to pick your hours of work now, right?
I agree. And travel time.
Oh yeah, and travel time.
Travel
That's
time
true.
is a very big this thing because I used to spend a lot of time traveling, approximately 4 hours a day. So that has reduced for sure. But once you reach, it was all fun and nice and like getting, of course, you have bosses, you have stress timelines, you have odd hours. I've come back at 11:30, 12 o'clock. We had shoots which were going on overnight also. So all of those things had happened. But I'm a person who will enjoy wherever I am.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, even we are enjoying right now. Even the small
Yeah.
team that we have, it's like a
Yeah.
family for us.
Yeah.
And we enjoy our job. It's not a corporate office, but it's a workspace and we all enjoy it that way. It's not
Yeah.
the typical corporate how you would put it, but it's fun for us.
I'm a little bit in your boat in that sense because sometimes when especially post college, because I became a creator when I was in my last year of college. So this is like way back when, right?
Right.
2011. And I graduated in 2012. I had friends who started jobs and I obviously didn't take up a job because this became my job. It snowballed immediately. And I would have friends who'd be like, oh, Friday night, we're going with our work friends and we're doing this. And I was like, wait, I don't have any work friends.
You
I have
guys
school
have more
friends.
friends?
Yeah, I have school friends and college friends and tuition friends. And now suddenly everybody has work friends.
Exactly. Yeah.
Where am I supposed to go? So I think because of that, maybe somewhere I've overanalyze this about myself. I lean in a little bit more towards my creator friends. Like, I don't see
But
them as
those are your
creator
work
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even see them as just like, I don't believe in keeping a bucket between like what type of friend. Like, for me, it's like they're just friends who happen to be from the same industry. And hot take, I don't know whether you'll agree or not, unless you're truly in an industry like ours, you won't fully understand the lifestyle we live.
True.
It's fun and all to look at, but it can be hectic.
Of course.
So like, I can't go to my my corporate friend or my interior designing friend and tell them that, you know, this happened. They won't understand. It'll sound frivolous to them ke, हाँ तूने 7 घंटा एक शूट पे 30 सेकंड की रील के लिए काम किया. Like, they won't understand the stress of it. Which is fair
I
from
think it
their
goes
lens.
both ways. We also won't be able to understand their struggles.
Yeah, no. So that's why sometimes I'm in your boat. I'm like, शायद 1-2 साल मुझे corporate में कर लेनी चाहिए.
अलग experience होता.
I'm understanding both the sides.
Yeah.
Good for you. But speaking of corporate and business, and I ask this on every episode because I am constantly trying to almost validate the legitimacy of the influencer business.
Right.
On every episode, I have asked my guests what their best months of business have been like quantitatively. We've had people tell us some really great numbers, and I always clarify those numbers are before taxes. You still have to pay GST. You still have salaries to pay. So the POV on this is to try and tell people that yes, it sounds like a big number, but also the expenses are very big. And if you guys are comfortable sharing what an average month of business looks like, or what the best month of a business in a fiscal year looks like, is that something that you're comfortable with?
So I don't think we'll be able to give like a figure to this, but of course I can attest to what you say, that of course there is good money in this field, no doubt about that, but there are a lot of expenses as well. So ultimately what you get in hand after all of that, it's a good amount, no doubt about that. But it's not just that, it's just a lot of money. There's a lot of other aspects as well. There's shoot costs, production costs, salaries, rent, studio rent, and all of those things. So there's a lot of things involved as well. But of course, I would not complain about it. It's like, it's good. That's all I can say.
And also that you've built this, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't come immediately,
Exactly.
which is the perspective that I think a lot of people have, that you get into it and paisa aisa beh raha hai,
Yeah.
aisa nahi ho raha hai. Okay.
I mean, what content creators you see are doing well, have been maybe doing it for a long time, have put in a lot of efforts. And there are a lot of content creators who are there, who are not visible, who are still struggling. And it is their main profession as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just, you can't just see ki corporate mein sab CEO hai and they are making good money. There are a lot of other people as well who are working and not maybe as successful, but it's there. All industry has that, like a spectrum kind
A
of thing.
hierarchy of
Yeah.
Numbers that is.
And if
well.
you're getting into content creation for the sake of money, then don't. This is not just for money. If you're actually passionate, if you actually like doing this, only then get into it.
Yeah.
Like you said, the months. So during Valentine's, because we are a couple content creators, during Valentine's, we have a lot of campaigns that come in, right? Because there are months that we don't have campaigns also, but Valentine's is the time for couples. So we are there this year itself, we've shot some 7-8 campaigns back to back, and you have to put them in just like 4 days ka span, right? Because that from 10th to 14th or 8th to 14th is the time period. And we've shot for like 12 hours, 16 hours. I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying that we did put in that much time, energy, and scripting, shooting, editing, all of that takes so much time. You have to meet timelines, brands are behind you, aaj jana hi hai video, and all of that happens. And that's what they're paying you. And also that this is like our fourth year of content creation, and that's when this madness is taking place. For the first 2 years, it did not happen for us also.
I mean, everything takes time.
Of course. So all of that comes in a little later. First, put in your energy, put in love, put in lots of ideas, and honestly, just unique ideas, your original content. That's most important.
You need to make your own brand. You can't just go, I'll get into this and paisa hi paisa hoga. It's not like that. To work on it, you have to build your own brand. You have to build a connection with the audience. And once you have that, then you can, the monies are like a byproduct of it. Ki haan, wo baad mein aayega. But first, focus on yourself. And if you are really passionate about doing this, then only go for it. That's what I would feel like.
I often describe this space as one of those industries where it will take you 10 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah.
Because suddenly it'll be that one thing that people will notice.
And also get you down immediately also. You never know.
Possibly. Does that bother you? The thought of that this is, I mean, nobody knows whether it's short or long as a career, as a shelf life. We're all pretty much in the first, generation of sorts of living
Correct.
through this. Does that sometimes play on your mind? How long is this going to be there for?
I mean, the thought does cross my
Yeah.
mind, but I'm not that scared of it. I mean, jo hona hai hoga. Whatever happens for the best. And we're just doing what we can right now. We're doing our best. And I think that's what we are focusing on.
Same. I think life has got me till here and it will take me ahead. So it's not like we don't have any other skill set, right? There is something that I've learned at my corporate job, which I'm using here. Something that I've learned here, I will use in my next particular job. If this goes away and I have something else, I will do something for sure. Itna confidence khud mein hai.
Whatever
Yeah.
Bappa has planned for us will be for our best. That's
I feel like I like the way you said that it could possibly go down, right? Because in this space now, you can rise up with virality really quick, and something completely innocuous can have you kind of become, I won't even say irrelevant, can possibly give you a bad name.
Right.
In today's day and age. Whether it's true or not true is a completely separate story. Does it affect you sometimes when you hear random rumors about yourself or your better halves, other halves, when you're like, listen, is this worth a thought? Is this not worth a thought?
I mean, I think it's a part and parcel of the job.
Yeah.
It's something that comes with the job, and you can't spend a lot of your time and energy on it. If you just have to keep working on yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's true or if it's not true. You don't need to keep that playing in your mind. Just focus on your work. People are saying, is it true? Okay, they're saying the right thing. If it's untrue, then why does it bother you?
Yeah.
And it's just that I feel Adi has played a very big role in this for me, because I am somebody who will get bothered by this. But from the very beginning, he's put that in my head because he knows how I am. He's been like, listen, this is going to happen. Don't bother yourself. Just read it, ignore. I used to also have a time when I used to sit and justify why, because it's not true, right? Whatever they're saying is not true. But he's like, you're just wasting your time.
Yeah.
Don't do it. People who want to, there are 15 other comments who are appreciating you, and there's one comment who's saying all these things. What do you want to value more?
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's also about protecting your peace on some level.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If there was a content creator watching this right now that is about to start, what's the one tip you'll give them to kickstart their journey? Like, if this is a sign, if you're looking for a sign, this is it, kind of a tip.
If you have something that's original, that's yours, and you know that you're passionate about it, that this is something I want to do. I want to showcase this to my audience, or this is my original idea and I want to explore this, go for it. Don't wait for the right moment to come, because a lot of us keep waiting and then be like, "Arey, ye ho jayega, then I'll do it. Ye ho jayega." Don't. Take the camera, put your first video. If you're sure, don't wait for the world.
Yeah, and as of this moment, it's more easy than it ever was.
Yeah.
You can get like a good camera, lights, anything you want. It's at your fingertips available. So yeah, like you said, I think if you have the passion for it, and if you really think this is something that you want to do, not for the fame or the money, then definitely go for it. If you think you can add value to someone's life, or you can entertain someone, or just put yourself out there and build a community of like-minded people, go for it.
And I think right now the audience is also more acceptable about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, it's not only about aesthetic backgrounds, and it's more about content. There are so many people who are making content with the means that are not available to a lot of people, but they're still there, and people are appreciating that content because content is the king right now.
And there's an audience for everything. Right?
Yeah, that's true. So we end every episode with this little segment where we do a hot or not. We have little plaques next to you. If you could please reach for them. You can let us know through these cute little emojis whether you agree, disagree, and
Okay.
hot or not, essentially.
Okay.
Let's go. We have a hot or not with Adi and Adu. Taking advice from one another when it comes to business side of things.
Always.
Agreed.
Family dinners that turn into strategy meetings.
A lot of times.
Handling your own deals instead of hiring someone external for them.
This, but maybe times will come where we will have to take external help.
Might be. I mean, we're not close to that idea, but as of this moment,
Yeah.
Posting your fights as relatable content.
not.
But you said you
really.
take notes now.
Yeah, but those are not your like exact fights, you know.
Huh.
We are fighting and we want to post that. No.
No. I mean,
Yeah.
like you'll
Like a
take
version of it,
notes.
kind
from
Yeah,
the
we'll
fight.
like see.
I
Take
mean,
us.
it's a grail, and I would say it's like this.
Okay, so I'm going to rephrase this.
Yeah.
Getting inspired from your real fights for relatable content.
Yeah.
I mean, abhi we can. झगड़ा तो कर ही रहे, at least कुछ use तो ले ले उसका.
और कोई सीख ले कुछ और नहीं करे झगड़ा.
That's a good idea. Analytics over aesthetics.
Yeah, this is my answer. Yes,
Yeah.
this is not from Mridul. This is from me.
This is for me. Also. And Mayur will choose the other.
Taking on barter campaigns.
Mostly it depends on the brands, but I am not a big fan of barter campaigns.
Yeah, I mean now not so much, but initially we all start with that.
Fair enough. You're willing to do dash for 5 million followers.
Be myself.
Work.
The best influencer couple in your niches right now in the country are
Adi Mridul.
If we can take each other's name, definitely.
ये अच्छा promotion एक दूसरे का हो रहा है भाई बहन. Nobody else you guys can think of that.
There are a lot of
There's a lot. Yeah. I mean, I
couples
don't know
that
which one
are
to name.
yeah. So we've worked with a lot of these
You
creators.
worked a lot recently.
Yeah.
as well.
So
If you have.
I think hi, my name is Priya and Sid. I just recently met them, but they are such a wonderful couple. Then we had so many couples that have come to our page, from Mansi Sahil to Vishaka Devish, Chaitali Harshil.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yash Shivani.
Yeah, Yash Shivani. There's so many, so many.
One celebrity that you think will make for a great creator.
Katrina Kaif.
Mm.
Because she's my fave. So.
I saw that in your eyes only when the way you said Katrina Kaif.
Ranbir Kapoor.
One thing that you will never take on a brand collab for.
Like a genre? Or
Yeah, a product, a genre, a brand.
like betting or gambling apps.
Yeah. Similar.
Hard no.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this, being part of this episode. This has been so much fun. I feel like we usually meet in more casual settings, but this
Yeah.
was fun nevertheless.
Thank you.
And thank you for being so candid with all of your thoughts. I really appreciate it. And I hope that any new content creator out there gets inspired and knows what to do, especially if someone's looking to start couple content.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for,
Thank you
having,
for
us.
having us.
I have a little thank you for the both of you over here. Wait, I've got the wrong hands with Adi and Adya. This hand needs to go to Aditya.
We'll exchange in case.
Okay, thank you. That makes my life easier. And this hand goes to
Thank
Adya.
you so much. You're a wonderful host.
Thank
You're
you.
so natural.
Yes, we had a great time.
Because I have a podcast, so I understand it's very difficult to be on the other side and ask questions and still make the audience, like make the whole guest feel comfortable. But she's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.